The SimZone's Season 8 GT3 Championship, powered by MOZA Racing. The championship consists of 8 weekly rounds, starting in Watkins Glen, New York, and ending in Brands Hatch, UK. At the end of the season, the winner of the championship will receive the MOZA Racing R5 bundle. The R5 bundle includes the MOZA Racing R5 direct drive wheelbase with 5.5 Nm of peak torque. The MOZA ES steering wheel with 22 programmable buttons. And the SRP light racing pedals, made of high-strength steel. Founded by automotive engineers and sim racing drivers, MOZA is a leading innovator in camera stabilization systems and vehicle stability technology. MOZA Racing released their first sim racing products in 2021, and since then, there have been a variety of products for the pros and for home. MOZA Racing is determined to create innovative and professional sim racing equipment that drivers can depend on for quality and endurance. MOZA Racing has also received numerous positive reviews. Here are just some of them.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final round of the MOZA Racing GT3 Championship. And it's been a great season here. Pardon me, it's been a great season here in this championship. And well, the time has flown by. Actually, it doesn't really feel like it's been 8 weeks, but well, time flies when you're having fun. So coming into this round, it is Boothby leading the championship. In fact, he's pretty much already won it. And he will be doing, if I'm not mistaken, a last to first challenge. So, I don't know if that's changed. I think he's out on track, but he might just be lapping for fun. But yeah, I believe he's doing a last to first challenge, which should be interesting. We have P2 in the championship, who is Matteo De Campo, who is on 570 points. Boothby in P1 is on 636. And P3 in the championship, Vitvoot on 484 points. Giovanni in P4 in the championship on 477. Michael Thomas in P5 on 469. Simone Yezi in P6 on 450. Chris Vining in P7 on 445. Borman in P8 on 435. We have Cosford in P9 on 417. Cosford has a quali ban, so he'll be starting at the back of the grid as well. So another driver who's going to be out of position in this race. And to round off the top 10, we've got Ryan Walker on 407 points here. So it's very, very close between P4 to P10. But the top two, well, the top, actually, yeah, P3 to P10 are quite close, to be fair. The top two have pretty much just run away with it in this championship so far. But as we know, Boothby has taken the championship win, and as a result, he will be receiving the MOZA Racing R5 bundle. Of course, he's got his own wheel, so I believe he's going to be giving that to his community. So be sure to check him out. But coming into this qualifying session, we've got 7 minutes left. The Campo currently on provisional pole with a 128.565. Oh, I forgot that livery. We're going to get that one before quali ends. That was a bit of a mistake. But yeah, it's currently De Campo on provisional pole. Now the Porsche is very, very quick at Brands Hatch, so it'll be interesting to see how many Porsches are up towards the front. Finding a P3, in fact, in the Honda. Honda, obviously, as we've seen throughout the season, a very, very, very quick car. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see that towards the front of the field as well. And who else have we got? We've got Michael Thomas there in P2 now, he goes up into. Just a 10th and a half behind as well. Curtin they're putting over to the side of the track. Doesn't look like he's going to improve anymore. But he's currently sitting in P9. We've got Traction Dave in P10 at the moment, 1.5 seconds off. His last lap, a 130.7, well, 075. And I think the track might be getting slightly wetter throughout this qualifying session. Walker currently in P4. We know the Aston is very good in the wet as well. So we've already got a few Astons in the top 10 currently. We've got 3 Astons in fact. Walker in P4, Sealy in P6, and Borman, sorry, not Borman, Curtin now in P10. Borman in P7 at the moment. So 3 Porsches in the top 10. A few Mercedes here as well. P8 and P9. Giovanni in P8, Barone in P9 as well. But Walker looks like he is. Well, he was up on his lap. Vitboot though, 3 tenths up. This could put him on provisional pole. Looks like he caught a bit of the grass or a bit of the curb on the exit there. So he's lost a 10th, but he's still got another sector to go in this lap. So this could be a great time here from Vitboot. Let's see what he can do. In fact, let's go on board with him for the remainder of this lap. You see, using all of the track available here. The track is still damp. Taking enough of that inside curve, running towards the exit, making sure not to touch that grass on the exit as well. Like using the curb on the inside. But he's still 2 tenths up. Let's see what it's going to be into the final corner now. Borman is actually 5 tenths up. This could be very close between those two. Vitboot now is going to cross the line. I don't think it's going to be pole though. What's it going to be between the two? No, it is. Just by 8 thousandths. He goes pole. And Borman there takes pole straight after. 128. Pardon me. 128.427. And he's already a 10th up now, coming into turn 2, but it looks like he's got some traffic out in front of him. I believe that is the number 13 car of Van Hoorn, who is on a lap at the moment, so he won't be moving out of the way anytime soon. So Borman doesn't look like he will improve this lap with some traffic in front of him now. Sealy, 3 tenths up. He could be on another good lap as well, as where is he on the circuit? He's coming up towards the last few corners. Is Sealy? He's 4 tenths up. This is going to be extremely close. If he can keep it together for these final few corners, what can, pardon me, Sealy do as he comes up towards the final corner? Yeah, we really need to get that livery on at the end of this quali session. But he comes up to the final corner now, and I don't think it's going to be P1, but is it P2? No, P4. Just 500ths off of P2 there, in P2. So close here. In the wet, you really wouldn't expect it, but Brands Hatch is quite a narrow, and well, quite a short circuit compared to the others. So it does usually bring the gaps down, but in the wet, like I said, you just wouldn't really expect the times to be this close at the moment. But yeah, look at that. Top 9, 8 tenths apart from each other, but just outside of that second mark, 1.1 off of Traction Dave as we speak. Time is running out in this quali session. Drivers haven't got much time to improve here. We look to McFarquhar in P17 at the moment, 2.2 seconds off. Now the Mercedes is quite strong at Brands Hatch and in the wet as well, but McFarquhar not really where he is at the moment. He's going to be doing donuts in the pits. Brilliant. McFarquhar. There's the cough. McFarquhar, there we go, improves up to P12, and I think he's going to return the car to the pits now. That Pryor currently running in P13. Let's say 1.5 seconds off as well. Only 8,000 separating McFarquhar and Pryor at the moment. So extremely close between those two. Barton currently in P18. He had a switch of cars, I believe, in the middle of the season. He's in the McLaren now. I'm not sure if he's been enjoying this car more or not. And there we go. That's one of the Astons off. Is that... I think that may have been Curtin off. Yep, I think it... In fact, look, yellow flags for... Yeah, it was Curtin off there in the background. But doesn't look like Barton's going to improve this lap. Walker currently 1/10 up on this lap. He's P7, but only 3/10 off. So he's got so much... well, I was going to say so much time... left in this lap, but it's really not much. He's only 3.5 tenths back. Borman still P1. DeCampo in P2 now in the Porsche. So 3 Porsches securing P1, P2 and P3 so far, and DeCampo losing the car. I think that may have been on purpose there. It may have run out of fuel on that lap, I think. But looking to Seeley, he's currently sitting in P4. He's on an invalid lap, so no improvement for him there. Vining crosses the line, and I think that was an improvement. Yes, it was. He did improve that last time around by about a tenth, a 128.662 that last time for Vining. This will be his last lap to improve. Looks like that is Jamie Kennedy there in P19. Currently lap his best lap of 131.602. And well, the track continuing to get wetter. I'm not sure many drivers will be improving at this point in time. Van Hoorn, oh, he's off the circuit, and that's his qualifying session done. He was 6/10 up. Unfortunately, he lost it there on the exit of, I think it's turn 1, so it may have just been that he went a bit too deep into turn 1 and the delta showed positive. But we look to Christian Oesch, currently in P11, 2/10 up at the moment. Now let's have a quick read of, pardon me, the comments. Now it looks like, well, we've got loads of people in the comments here. Taddy in the comments, I believe that's a new name I haven't seen before, so good to see you. Jan, is at football training, of course, good to see you as well. Cody, good to see you, saying, he says, should have had the Lord Farquaad sign on his roof, but yeah, there we go. Borman P1 in this quality session, DeCampo P2 and Vitboot P3. Doesn't look like anyone else is up for an improvement, so we'll be back for the start of the race. Make sure to stick with us for the final round. here we go, getting ready for the start of the formation lap, and you can see the drivers line up in the grid now, and look at the camber of, I mean, this camera shot is, this camera angle is perfect. You can just see the camber on the circuit there of the start-finish straight, and that's why it's so important when exiting the final corner to stick to the inside, close to the pit wall coming down this start-finish straight. Otherwise, if you're on the outside, you'll be off camber, and well, you do lose a bit of time by doing so. But here we go, we've got the drivers now making their way on the formation lap for the last time here in Season 8 in the MOZA Racing GT3 Championship. And as we saw in quality, Borman took pole, DeCampo less than a tenth behind, and Wittboot in P3. Now, Brands Hatch is always an interesting circuit, but in the wet, well, it's damp track at the moment. It is raining, and I think it's, well, I think the drivers will be on wet tyres because it's going to get heavier, and it looks to be borderline wet, the circuit. So I don't think slicks will be running, will be quicker at the moment. But yeah, we've got some more comments coming in. Cody saying, why is Boothby at the back? He's doing a last to first challenge. He's already won the championship. So, yeah. I mean, why not make it more interesting for himself? Deedee in the comments saying, let's go. Jan saying, Porsche 123, nice. Yeah, the Porsches are ridiculously fast at Brands Hatch. And, well, for Boothby, in the Honda starting at the back, he's probably chosen the worst round for him to do the, do the last to first challenge. It's not going to be easy to catch up to these Porsches whatsoever. I mean, the next, I believe there's only 2 Hondas in this championship, Vining and Boothby. Vining currently running in P6, and he wasn't far off at all. Like I said, the top, I think it was the top 10 separated by about 8 tenths of a second, so it's really, really close between them. We're coming up to the final corner now. The drivers are going to be lining up side by side. And Look, Farquhar in the comments saying he's got Lord Farquhar on his helmet, and he's going to have to put it on his car as well. Yeah, it would be great to see. Here we go. Around the final corner. Yeah, look how wet the track is at the moment. Definitely not good enough for slicks. Here we go. Bullman starting on the inside on pole. DeCampo in P2 on the outside. Who's going to get the jumper to turn 1? Can DeCampo hold it around the outside? We'll have to wait and see. And there we go. We are green. Looks like Bullman off to a good start. For some reason it's showing Josh and Dave as P1, but that's obviously an error. But Bullman leads the race. Coming into turn 2 now, and that's Wittboot looking down the inside here of DeCampo. They're side by side coming through turn 2, and looks like Wittboot's gonna have the outside for the next corner. Looks like that's Michael Thomas in the background going side by side with Seeley there. Thomas trying around the outside, onto the curb he goes. Seeley's gonna be on the inside for the next corner here. And looks like they made it through cleanly. Thomas now being pressured by Walker from behind. And looks like Walker's got past, in fact. Now he's got the 2 Mercedes behind him, very, very close. But we switched back to Bullman, who's already pulled away from DeCampo here. DeCampo's been having to fend off Wittboot, so he can't really focus on Bullman in front. And still the 3 Porsches who lead the race, and we've got someone wide in the background. That's Barone, who is all over the grass. He's going to lose 2-3 positions there, just by 1 mistake. Pardon me, and he's now behind Pryor, Van Hoorn and Curtin, the 2 Assetto Racing Team drivers side by side. And look at that, Boothby in P14 already. What on earth is this guy drinking? Has he got some nitrous button in that Honda of his? He's already into P13 now, and yeah, I think he's got something in his blood, some alien juice maybe, because he's absolutely flying. Cosford also started towards the back. He's in P17 at the moment, so still fighting through. And is he going to get this move done into turn 1? He looks towards the inside. Barton trying to go defensive here, but he's left the door wide open, and Cosford slips through there, and it doesn't look like Barton's going to be able to fight back for that position. But look at this, Boothby really pressuring the drivers now. He is trying everything he can to get past and through the field as quickly as possible, because he doesn't want to lose those leaders. Because if he loses them, I think they'll be gone into the distance. Borman already, look at that, 1.3 second gap to DeCampo in P2, Vitboot in P3. And let's see if we can get Boothby up just to see how he does here, and how quickly he's able to lap through or get through the traffic. Lord Pearl saying so excited for this race. Dan Boothby, Jan saying he's in an LMP2 car. He might as well be with the pace he's got at the moment. And well, he's a professional esports driver, so I mean, you expect nothing less. But I mean, it's just amazing to see in person now what he's able to do and how quickly he's able to get past some of these drivers. And I mean, you look at these drivers, they're not slow at all. They are absolutely rapid, but Boothby at the moment is just on another level compared to the rest of the grid. I mean, DeCampo is another one that is extremely fast, and we've seen him, well, he competes in esports as well, and we've seen him, how close he's been able to keep with Boothby in some of the rounds here in this championship. But here we go, looking at, well, I mean, it's currently Borman leading the race though, so DeCampo not able to keep up just yet. But still, three Porsches, P1, P2 and P3. We're currently watching Michael Thomas. Now, if you haven't seen the announcement on our Discord, and you're wondering why there's a SimZone logo on the top of his car, that's because we have partnered up with RKM, so be sure to check out the announcement over on our Discord. We've got some great things coming with Red Kings Motorsport and the SimZone, so yeah, be prepared to have some opportunities for esports events, some driver coaching and much more as well. But here we go, it's Sealy followed by Thomas, then Vining as well. So Vining currently, well, he's just joined in the battle, and Walker now closing in. We've got Giovanni closing in, and McFarcar. McFarcar has had a great start. He started in P12, he's already up into P9, but Boothby has gained 12 positions off the start. Looks like Dave, I'm not sure what happened to Traction Dave, to be honest. We did see him at the front for some reason, whether that was a bug. Well, it was a bug, but I'm not sure what happened to him. Maybe he entered the pits, or didn't press drive in time. I'm not 100% sure. We can see that Boothby getting moved on there on Matt Pry. He goes up into P11. He's now going to try find a way past Christian Osh. He's going to send it down the inside. Looks like he's not. Osh defending the inside there. Coming into Druids. Pardon me. Apologies for the coughing, but it's nothing I can do at the moment. Look at the three Porsches here at the front. They are extremely close as we speak. And you see in the background, drivers are closing in on these three as they're battling. Borman has made a massive mistake on this lap. He was in a comfortable lead, about a second and a half in front of DeCampo. And just the consistency here is lacking for Borman at the moment. He's pushing the car maybe a bit too hard at the start. But Brands Hatch is a very unforgiving track. You've got grass either side. There's no runoff whatsoever. So one slight mistake, a bit too late in the brakes or a bit too early on the throttle, can end you up onto the grass and even into the barriers. And that's the thing about British circuits. They are so challenging. It's pretty much like having barriers right next to the tarmac, like a bit like Monaco, because as soon as you make a mistake, you're off the circuit, you lose time. In this case, you might not get damage, you might not end up in the barriers, but it's pretty much the same thing. There's no runoff whatsoever. But let's go on board here with, I mean, who do we go on board with? We've got so many drivers in this battle. Let's go on board with Vitvoot for now. But no, I wanted to go list on board. There we go. And we're on board with Vitvoot in P3 currently. We'll also get another on board. Who do we go on board with? God. I don't actually know who to go on board with at the moment. We'll see if we can find another battle throughout the grid. We've got, well, we've got a huge battle, in fact. towards the mid-pack. So it looks like that is, it's 5-6 cars in this battle. Looks like, oh, I think that's Curtin off the circuit there. He's down into P18 now. But it's Van Hoorn in P14, followed by Barth in P15, then Barone P16, then Bilotti P17, and Curtin now falling into the clutches of Kennedy in P19. Kennedy closing in onto these five as they continue to battle. But still, Boorman P1, DeCampo P2, and Vitvoet P3. Seeley is very close behind as well now. You see these four have gapped the rest of the field. Vining and Thomas not as close as they were before. They're about 2 seconds back now. They've had to fend off Walker, Giovanni in P8 and McFarcar in P9. Boothby already up into P10, only 4 seconds off of McFarcar in P9. He's really closed in. So let's see what he'll be able to do for the rest of this race. I mean, it's definitely already a top 10 finish for Boothby. And he getting into the top 5. I mean, with these four even, continuing to battle as they are now, it's just going to help Boothby close the gap even more. Lord Perth in the comments saying, welcome to the SimZone, everyone at RKM. Yeah, and we echo those words as well from Lee, and it looks like that is Pryor and Cosford going side by side. Pryor's going to have to leave the room there for Cosford, but he's trying to go around the outside. He's trying to hold it around the outside. Cosford being very respectful here. Has left him the room as well, and they were side by side, but Cosford just hung in there and was able to brave it out and hold on to that position after he got the move done. So up into P12 he goes, Pryor down into P13, and Van Hoorn not far behind either. Let's go back to the top 3 here. Yeah, Vitvoet still in P3. I thought he dropped down, but Walker now with the fastest lap of the race, which is a 128.700. And to compare that to, no, sorry, that's Boothby now with the fastest lap, which is a 128.700. It was a 128.870 for Ryan Walker. But compare Boothby's lap to the leaders, Boorman currently lapping a 128.922, so 2/10 off Boorman at the moment. He's actually pulled a second to DeCampo as we were watching the other battles, so he's got into the groove once more, and he's now able to pull away. That last lap from DeCampo, 129.2, and same for Vitvoet. He's also in the 29s. So with these two battling, they're losing time to Boorman. They don't want to be battling hard at the moment, otherwise they're going to lose Boorman again, like they did in the first few laps. But let's flick down to this battle we're watching for P17. And it's currently Bilotti just behind Barone here. Looks like Barone with a bad exit. Bilotti's going to slip down the inside, but he's going to have to brake early there. I reckon he could have had that, but they both run wide, and Barone losing the car. He's ended up in the barriers there, and Bilotti holds on to the position. He loses a position to Curtin though. What a shame there for Barone. Just braked a bit too late, and that pretty much ended his race. Has he kept it out on the circuit? I think he's retired the car, in fact, has Barone. Yeah, that's a real shame, but yeah, that was pretty much race ending there for him, into the barriers, and heavy damage for Barone. And we can see here, we're going to have to get this up side by side. Looks like that is Boorman having to go defensive there. The Campo and Vitvoet now side by side. This could be Vitvoet's opportunity to get P2 off the Campo, and I think he's already got it before the braking zone. The Campo slots back into P3, and there we go. Vitvoet with a great overtake up into P2. And they've closed back up to Boorman, so Boorman is just able to pull away when P2 and P3 are fighting. But he just makes I think he's making a few mistakes here, because that last lap was a 128.9, and for Vitvoet and the Campo it was a 128.8, so he is losing a bit of time, but this lap he's definitely made a mistake here. So that's a shame, but for Seely, it's helped him out massively. He's caught up now to this pack once again. He was losing a bit of time to the Porsches, but he's gained due to them battling, and they're only battling for a couple of corners, so it just goes to show that battling on this track loses so much time there, and I thought they made contact, but no, looks like it's all clean sailing for both of them too, and looks like now Cosford on the back of Osh. Osh taking the normal racing line. Cosford's going to take advantage of that. He's going to try for a move down the outside, but doesn't phase Osh whatsoever. He sticks to his racing line, and he doesn't go deep on the brakes, which is what we usually see from inexperienced drivers. But yeah, Osh doing a great job of defending at the moment, and it's allowing Pryor to close the gap to these two once again. And looking further down, we've got some more battles going on. It looks like Traction Dave in P18 has just made a move. Oh, who has he made a move on? Paul Whitburn has lost the car there on the exit of Druids. Was it late braking from him? It may have been. Yep, I definitely think it was late braking there for Paul Whitburn, unfortunately. It's tricky, that braking zone into Druids, especially in the wet. You lock up the tyres and you're straight into the barriers, or deep into the corner. But yeah, as a result of Cosford and Osh battling, you can see Pryor's really closing the gap. He's within a second of Osh now. And it's going to be Ferrari versus Audi at this stage in the race between those two. Looks like Vitvoot's now closed the gap to Borman, so look at this battle for the lead. We've got so many cars, they're very, very close, and well, Boothby not far off at all from these lead cars. He has a great chance of winning this race. In fact, he's got the fastest lap of the race, lap after lap. That last lap from him was 28.4. He's closing in on the leaders by about half a second a lap at the moment. So this could be a really good race from Boothby, last to first. But we still have to wait. We still have to wait and see. I mean, there's a whole 45 minutes left of the race to go, and it's already up into P8. So yeah, plenty of time left for Boothby to make some gains here in this race. Now we'll switch back to this battle here. So it's still Borman in the lead, followed by Ritwood in P2, DeCampo in P3, Seely in P4, Vining in P5, who's now closed the gap. What's happened to Thomas? He's dropped down to P9. Walker in P6, Giovanni in P7, Boothby in P8, Thomas down in P9 here. Something has happened there to Thomas. But he's now got Boothby in front of him, so maybe he can follow him through. I'll try and follow him to gain some more time on the cars ahead. Okay, I'll gain back the time he's lost. We look down towards P13 once again. Pryor tried to get a move done on Osh here. Osh goes defensive. Pryor tried for a dummy here. Is he going to get the switchback? This final corner, such a great move to get a switchback, but they weren't side by side enough for that to work out for Pryor. And is he going to take a look into turn one? He's got the slipstream. He's looking for a late move down the inside. Osh is going to have to leave him the room here. Goes slightly wide, but he doesn't allow Pryor to get a move done, and Osh is going to have to go defensive coming up towards Druids. And as he does, Pryor is going to focus on the exit here, coming down towards Graham Hill. I believe it's Graham Hill Bend. Is it Graham Hill? Surely is. Or is it Surtees? I can't remember the corner names. Wow, that's really bad. No, it is Graham Hill Bend. Surtees is the next corner, my bad. No, Lord Peralta in the comments saying very tricky conditions out there. Yes, really tricky. You've got damp conditions, which it's sort of mixed as well. So yeah, on the borderline for slicks, on the borderline for wet. So you really have to drop those tyre pressures down so they don't overheat. It looks like down in P20 we've got Paul Whitburn there, who's battling now with Kennedy. Kennedy holding off Whitburn. Whitburn had a bit of an accident, as we saw a couple of laps ago, going into Druids. He was too late on the brakes and nearly ended up in the barriers. Looks like his car hasn't got any damage, so still in pristine condition. Got a bit of rubber from a bit of dirt even on that front bumper, but nothing that's going to hinder him in terms of lap time. He's right at the back of Kennedy now. Let's see the top three once again. The Porsches just having a great battle, and Vitvoot's going to have a look down the inside here on Borman. Is he going to do it? He's still on the inside. There's a bit of contact between the two. Borman onto the grass. That's going to allow who's that? That's going to allow DeCampo through. In fact, DeCampo's on the outside. I don't think Borman's going to have enough of his car alongside there to fight that battle, and he's lost that position there. Vitvoot up into P1, and now this has brought another driver into the battle. It's Vining, the top five, all battling here for the race lead. It looks like Kennedy there holding on against Whitburn. He's doing a great job of defending that position here. Kennedy currently running in P19, pretty much where he qualified, I believe, and Whitburn sends it down the inside but backs out of that move, and Kennedy's still going to hold on, but doesn't look like he's going to get a great exit here out of Surtees all the way down to Hawthorne Bend. But no, this is a very risky move for Whitburn to try and take, but he's attempted it, but it hasn't phased Kennedy one bit. Kennedy's stuck to his normal racing line, and it looks like Borman's dropped another position there. He's down to P4, so Seeley's got past, and Borman really struggling now after being overtaken. He's now fallen into the clutches of Vining there in the Honda. Yeah, the top five all battling for the race lead. That's going to allow Walker to get closer. That's going to allow Giovanni in P7 to get closer. It's going to allow Boothby to get closer. And it's going to allow Thomas in P9 to get closer as well. McFarquhar 7.5 seconds back to P9, so he's a bit far back to be involved in this battle, but you never know. I mean, oh my god, we've only been 19 minutes into this race. It's felt like a whole hour already, but we've still got the pit window to go and the mandatory pit stops. The pit window opens in a minute, so we should see some drivers pitting early. Maybe Boothby going for an early pit stop here to try and get an undercut on some of the traffic up ahead. When I say traffic, it's cars he's going to be in a battle with. But yeah, an undercut is going to be strong here, and looks like that is Clayton moving out the way for the lead cars. And well out the way is Clayton. Looks like he is. Looks like Vining's still got his hazard on. Pardon me. But yeah, Vining's lost a lot of time there from one of the back markers. But what can you do? That is part and parcel of racing. Let's go back to this battle now on the main screen. Let's look at Seeley. He's running in P3, started P4, so he's gained a position off the start. Now, where is Boothby? He was on the back of Giovanni. He has now got that move done. He's a second in front now of that Mercedes in P8, and he's going to set his sights for P6 Walker. Let's see, any other battles going throughout the field. We have got a few. Pryor and Osh still battling for position. That's P13 and P12 as well. And looks like Vitvoot now pulling away from the Campo and Seeley behind him. Through that last lap, a 129 flat. The Campo 129.4, so losing quite a bit of time here. Is the Campo. Let's see if we can find out where he's losing that time. So sector 1 for De Campo, he's lost about 700ths there. Sector 2, he's lost about a 10th, or just over a 10th, and sector 3, he's lost about another 10th there. Has De Campo. So pretty much sector 2 and sector 3 is where he's losing the most time. Is De Campo, but as they cross the line, oh, he's lost. Oh, he's gained now on. No, he hasn't gained. Sorry, Vitvoot was quicker that last lap, dipping into the 128 once again. So Vitvoot consistently pulling away now, and looks like Traction Dave on the back of Bilotti. Let's take a quick look at Dave. Michael Thomas now into the pits for an early pit stop. Maybe he's got the incorrect pressures from the start. Who knows? But it looks like Dave is going to be late on the brakes there into turn 1. He's got his hazard lights on as well. Around the outside there of Curtin into turn 1. What an overtake there from Dave. Up into P16 he goes. And yeah, it doesn't look like he's got any damage in the car. So I think there was an error for him on the start. Because where did he start on the grid? He started P9. So he's lost 7 positions. May have been a mistake of his own. I'm not sure. Ed will bring up a replay of what happened to him later on in this race. The Boothby staying out on circuit. He's closing the gap to Walker now. 1.8 seconds between those two. De Campo into the pits, interestingly. So one of the top 3 now into the pits. I would have thought they were going to stay out for as long as possible. De Campo could be in a bit of trouble now if he emerges out into some traffic. But looks like we've still got Pryor and Osh battling for position as well. Clayton on the back of Whitburn, although Whitburn's now served his mandatory pit stop. Barone, oh, Barone is still here, sat in the pits at the moment. But yeah, Trasher Dave now sets his sights on Curtin, 2 seconds up the road here. Let's see what it'll be this lap for Dave. 130.3 for Traction Dave, so 0.3 a lap quicker there than Curtin in P14. Let's look back to Borman in P3. Who's closed the gap back up to Seeley. But Borman, I mean, had a great start. He put away a second to the rest of the field, and then just slowed down ever so slightly. Made a few mistakes. I think that's been Borman's issue in this race. He hasn't had the consistency he needs to hold on to P1. You can see here, he was only a couple tenths off of Seeley, and now he's 8 tenths back. So yeah, it is really down to consistency, especially in these wet conditions. We look to Barton and Curtin, P13 and P14. These, oh, Barton, Curtin, and now Dave. All 3 of these battling for position. I think Barton lost the position there to Curtin. Curtin was just 1 car ahead of Traction Dave there in P15. Having a look at some of the comments, Lord Perth saying Kennedy doing an amazing job at defending. Yeah, he was. I believe he's still out on track in P18, so he's still running well. Is Kennedy, and look, you can see how much time Dave is losing here to Barton. Curtin has been able to open that gap now to a second, and Dave, all with a bit of a wiggle on the exit, but he's kept it going. Can he look for a move down the inside? No, he doesn't take the chance, doesn't take the risk there, going into Surtees. But look at the exit he's going to get now, and in that slipstream he's going to be, but in the Porsche, isn't going to help him much. He has got a better exit, but let's see. No, doesn't look like he will be able to get the move done there. And well, maybe he's got his hazard lights on so no one hits him. So no, he hasn't had the best of races throughout the season. He's had a few good races, has Traction Dave, but let's in fact, let's see what his best race has been this season. So Traction Dave, his best race was round 4, where he finished P6. I believe that was at Zandvoort. Let's check what round 4 was. Yeah, it was Zandvoort. He had a good race there. Looking at Borman, still in the back of Seeley. No moves being made between these two. Boothby's got the move done there on Walker. Up into P5 he goes, and he's only 2 seconds off of, pardon me, off of Vining. So he's still very, very close to this battle for the lead. And he could easily try and take the race win here. Well, I say easily, he's got a good chance. Very, very good chance. And we look to Borman and Seeley. As soon as I flick off of them, there's an overtake made. They were, I mean, why couldn't they have made the overtake when I was watching them? They've been side by side. I mean, they've been bumper to bumper for quite a few laps now. And as soon as I look at another battle, Borman makes the overtake. That's just typical, isn't it? And let's hope I don't put the commentator's curse on them, because that's usually what happens as well. But looking at Boorman now, he's pulling away from Seely. Vining is closing the gap once again. Look in the background, that's Boothby and Walker. Giovanni pulling the trigger. Into the pits he goes. Leighton has served his pit stop. Whitburn into the pits again. I think Whitburn's may have got a drive-through penalty here. No, I'm not sure what's happened to Whitburn. Has he retired the car? He's 3 laps down at the moment. I think he may have retired the car. Real shame there. Oh, Whitburn. Oh, he said it's not his night, unfortunately. That's a shame. Real shame there for Whitburn. You can see now Seely going on the attack here. Boorman going really defensive. He's not opened up the corner for himself much at all. And can Seely go for a switchback here? It's going to be a good opportunity to do so. But Boorman pulls towards the inside once again. And Seely has to be careful because he's got Vining very, very close behind. If he makes a mistake or pulls off the racing line to try and overtake Boorman, it's going to allow Vining to slip right through here, and we're going to have to go on board here. Maybe even with Boothby, he's caught right up now. Boothby and Walker have closed right up to these two. Vitvoet, look at that gap he's got now, 5.2 seconds. It's really pulled away, and this could be a great chance for Vitvoet to take a race win here. Seely follows Boorman into the pits, at least finding in a bit of clear air now. Boothby stays out as well to hunt down the only other Honda driver out on grid tonight. Or even in this championship. I think Vining and Boothby are the only 2 Hondas in this championship. And Boothby's really closing the gap now. That last lap from Boothby, 1:29.3 for Vining. That's 1:30.5, so over a second quicker. That last lap. And I'm sure Boothby is going to be questioning why Vining's got his hazard lights on. It's actually quite a good tactic there, especially if there's a lot of spray from cars and you've got someone following you. If the rain light's not enough, you've got the hazard lights as well to aid with that. But these two are the closest on track at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a quick look. Oops. Yep, they're the closest 2 on track at the moment. In fact, Seely and Walker are very, very close. Let's see if we can switch them. Where are they on track at the moment? Seely, Walker and DeCampo are all very, very close on track. Here we go. Now, DeCampo went for a very early pit stop. It's the battle for P9, P10 and P11 now. Yeah, DeCampo went for a very early pit stop. I think he got caught up in some traffic. He was well ahead of Walker and he was ahead of Seely as well. So that pit stop didn't really play in his favour. Vitvoet into the pits. Boothby's going to follow Vitvoet in. And even Boorman down in P12 after his pit stop. And he's, what's that, 2.6 seconds back. But Vining staying out for as long as he can in clean air. This could help him out very much, especially if Boothby comes out and starts battling with the likes of Walker, DeCampo and Seely. But we'll have to wait and see. Or if he comes out and battles with Vitvoet, although Vitvoet was about 5-6 seconds up ahead. Let's see where Vitvoet is at the moment. Is he got off? Yes, he's got going now. And exiting the pits. There he goes. Oh, that was a very close call there between Barton and Vitvoet. That could have ended very, very badly. But Barton, oh no, Barton still had to pit. So Vitvoet luckily came out ahead of him, or got that move done, because he would have been stuck in some traffic there, so he's not going to lose time due to that. Where has Boothby come out? P11, behind Seely. No, yes, behind Seely, just ahead of Boorman. So he's in the thick of it all. And he's got some work to do now to get past some of these drivers. They're not going to be easy to overtake by any means. And Boorman's going to be hunting him down, or trying to stick with him for as long as he can. And Boothby still with the fastest lap of the race. Now we've got Vining into the pit, so that leaves Cosford, Osh, Curtin, Barton, Bilotti, Kennedy's kept out for a bit longer as well. So those, what's that? 7 drivers yet to pit. Still plenty of time for the pit window to go, but whether they've overfueled or put enough fuel in for the first stint is going to determine when they pit. Look at this battle going on at the moment. It's going to be 5 cars once again. This is definitely one of the best races of the season we've had. I mean, Zandvoort was a great race. There's been plenty of great races throughout this championship, and I think this one's going to be one of the best, I think, in my opinion at least. Let's have a look at some of the comments. Simo Mello's saying, will we race in GT7? Oh, that was to Piroth, yeah. Gran Turismo 7 event is this month, later on in this month, so if you're interested, be sure to sign up. We will make another announcement about it later on, probably on Monday, once we announce all our PC championships as well. Timo and Lord Perth saying that was really close. They thought they were going to crash. Yep, that was between Barton and Vitvoot. That was extremely close. I think Vitvoot would have, well, he would have been saying some interesting words, I think, if they did make contact. Because he had full right to that pit exit. But look at this, Vining has pitted, and in fact, he's made a really good pit stop, has Vining, because he's come out 1.5 seconds in front of Walker, and we saw that Boothby was closing down Vining, so I think Boothby hasn't had a good stop, in fact. Let's have a quick look at the pit stop times. Where is the pit stop? Last stop length. Booth with a 55-second penalty. Yeah, he didn't have a great stop. Vining with a 50-second penalty. Actually, Vining, has he changed tyres is the question. I'm not sure if he has, but Boothby's going to get this move done, coming up towards turn 1, side by side between the Honda and the Aston. Seeley's going to try for a switchback, mounting the inside curb there into turn 1, but he just hasn't got that exit to go for a move. And there we go, through goes Boothby, up into P7. Now he can hunt the Porsche of the Campo just up in front. And he's picking away at these drivers, trying to get a few positions here. It's going to be tough for Boothby to close down the race leader, Vitvoot, who is, what's that, over 8 seconds now in front of Vining. He's still another 3-4 seconds down the road. There's some great battling going on so far. Let's go on board with Boothby here. And let's get on board with it's the Campo. Get it on board with the Campo as well. If I can find the right camera angle, that would be lovely. There we go. So we got this battle going on between these two. Now, where can Boothby find a way to where can Boothby find a place to get past? You see, there's not too much spray on a damp track. The cars in front, but he's got a good run here on the start-finish straight. I think that may be one of his best opportunities to get past. You can see that the Campo slightly wide, and maybe up towards Druids is another good spot, but he's not close enough just yet, and he's much later on the brakes in that Honda. Here's Boothby. The Campo really struggling now in this race. He's lapping in the 129s, but Boothby that last lap a 129.4 and the Campo 129.8. So Boothby does have the pace to get past, but where can he do it? You can see in the background now Seeley having to fend off Borman in the Porsche. The Seeley's had non-stop action here this race. And looks like Boothby trying a move down the inside there. Is he going to get it done? The Campo fell into that trap and left the door wide open, and Boothby has got past there. Into P4 he goes. Now his next target, his next victim is Walker in P3. And it could be a possible podium here for Boothby. Vining and Vitvoot are going to be hard to catch, but there's still 23 minutes left of the race to go. And Vining and Vitvoot lapping pretty much the same pace as Boothby at the moment. 129 129.5, so it's going to be tough. It looks like Kennedy having to move over here to let the lead cars through. Kennedy currently running in P18, so he's gained a position from the start, I believe. Yeah, started P19, moved up a position into P18. But he's in a bit of a race of his own at the moment. Hasn't really got anyone around him apart from these lead cars, so there's going to be, pardon me, a bit of fresh air for him to actually see some cars on the circuit, I think. But yeah, he had some good battles at the start of the race with Whitburn. Where is he currently lapping? 134 that last time for Kennedy. I believe that was because he had to lift to let the lead cars through. But let's see, any other battles? Don't think so. This battle for the, well, P1 to P9 really is the battles we want to watch. And Boothby had a second gap to Walker. He's already closed that now to 3/10. And he is lapping quicker than Walker. Walker currently in the 130s, interestingly enough. He's currently running in P3, but he's going to do everything he can to hold off here. Looks like that's Clayton now, a back marker there in the Audi. Just up in front in the Skechers livery. Going to move well out the way here. All these lead cars onto the grass even. That's very, very risky. But I think he's going slow enough to avoid any loss of control there. And yeah, Barrone's still in the pit, so he has retired the car. I think he's just watching the race now. And Boothby sends it down the inside here into Druids. Walker's left him in the room. I think he's been a bit too nice with that. He should have stuck to the inside, but whether that was a tactical move or not, I'm not sure. Walker has got the Campo behind him. If I were Walker, I would have kept a car between myself and the Campo for as long as possible. And maybe try and back up Boothby into the Porsche behind, because the Campo and Boothby have been very, very close in a few rounds, like I mentioned earlier. So I think if anyone can take it to Boothby, the Campo is on the cards to do so. But this race, not sure. He's been, I wouldn't say off the pace, but compared to Boothby, he has been. Now let's see, Boothby only 1.3 seconds back to Vining. And you can see they're just up ahead, but look at that gap they'll have then to Vitboot. It's going to be over 10 seconds here. Let's see, let's go on board here with Vining. You see there Boothby just behind, taking, I think Vining trying to break that slipstream, although they're separated by about a second, so I'm not sure it's going to be much of an effect, that slipstream. Good to see Kieran in the comments as well. We've got Michael saying, is this custom BOP? No, it's not custom BOP. It is regular BOP from Kunos. Campo still on the back of Walker. We're going to have to get that battle going on as well between those two. Let's get an on board here from the Campo. Boothby closing in once again. Gap's 0.8 now to Vining in P2. Paul saying some days you just have to give up. That's unfortunate, Paul. Great commentary, I appreciate that massively. It's not been easy with this cough, but yeah, I mean, so much action going on. Now look at that exit that Boothby's got coming through the penultimate corner. He looks for the inside, tries to throw a dummy, hasn't phased Vining just yet. He's got a good exit though. Vining, interestingly, not taking that that racing line through, well, sticking close to the pit wall. Maybe he's attempting break that slipstream from Boothby behind, but they're separated by 0.3 now, and this is the corner where Boothby can just break so much later than the rest of the cars. You can see there's absolutely nothing separating these two. Well, that's a really strong corner there, turn 2, Druids. for Boothby. And Vining is going to need to hold off, or at least defend into turn 2 against Boothby, because we've seen him make so many overtakes this race over there. And we currently got Michael Thomas as well in P9. Actually, let's bring that on board, but actually no, let's not bring that on board back. We've got Michael Thomas in P9, just a couple tenths off of Giovanni. Where is he? Let's see if we can catch him on track. Here we go, we've got him on board here now. He's so close to that Mercedes, and I believe they've got a back marker just in front of them. Boothby been struggling to get past Vining here. He's not found it as easy as he has with the other cars, and you can see Walker, De Campo and Borman are now closing the gap once more. And there we go, Vining now still not taking that inside line, but not giving Boothby at slipstream. You can see he gets a good entry into turn 1 and a good exit as a result, and Vining's going to have to go defensive here. Oh, Boothby loose on the curve, but he's going to look to the inside here. It's not going to be enough, but it's backing them up, and contact in the background. That's Borman and De Campo making contact there. I think Borman with a bit of a late move, bit of a desperate move there, and they've made contact. That's now allowed Walker to get into a bit of clean air here, but it looks like Boothby down the inside. Vining left the door wide open there, and well, when you've got Boothby behind you, you can't be doing things like that. He will take every opportunity available, especially when he's starting from the back and trying to make his way up to P1. But it looks like Thomas has got that move done on Giovanni there, so up into P8 he goes, and now Boothby has got a 10-second gap to Vitroot. He's going to have to try and shake off Vining first. And he's not going to let him get away so easily. They've been lapping in 129.6s actually. So, yeah, they've been battling quite hard. Vitroot lapping in 129.1s for quite a few laps there. He's going to be pulling away. You can see that gap 10.4 seconds now, 10.6 seconds. So, yeah, he has managed to open up that gap ever so slightly. And let's see what Boothby can do. Can he close a 10-second gap in 15 minutes, or just under 16 in fact? It's going to be tough for him to do so. In fact, he's already lapping quicker than Vitroot now. That last lap from Boothby, a 129.0. So he's closing on, looking down towards P15. We've got Barton and Van Hoorn. Barton looking towards the inside. Van Hoorn's not going to give him the room on the inside. Shuts the door there. Going down through Hawthorne Bend. And now into... or up towards Shield Curve. I think... no, Sheen Curve, I think. It's either the two. I really can't remember the corner names here at Brands Hatch. In fact, I might bring them up so I can have a look. But I don't want to miss any action. That's the only problem. As soon as we know, as soon as I look away, there's always some action going on, and a bad exit there from Van Hoorn. Bit of oversteer there. Is that going to allow Barton to get a good run coming up towards turn 1? Doesn't look like it is. So Van Hoorn might be able to hold on here coming into turn 1. Late on the brakes, hooking the inside curb ever so slightly, and he's going to be able to hold on there. Borman in P6 now. He's going to be carrying a bit of damage. Oh, Kaczynski's losing the car there down in P20. He's got some damage on the car as well. Really not enjoying these conditions is Kaczynski. We've got Osh on the back of McFarquhar now. The battle of P11 goes on. McFarquhar started P12, gained a position from the start. He was battling with Giovanni. Oh no, he's battling with Barone. If I believe. It was one of the Mercedes he's battling with. But it looks like De Campo's got ahead of Borman once more. So maybe De Campo returning that position. If so, that's very sportsmanlike from him. It's lovely to see. But the Porsche's not being separated. The only Porsche in that battle that has been separated is Vitroot, who's leading the race now. This could be his first race win of the season. Down to 13.5 minutes, and the gap is down to 9.3 seconds. So Boothby's closed that gap by about a second in a couple of minutes. Going to be close towards the end. It's going to be down to the wire between those two, I think. And well, he has to catch Pit route, and then he has to get past, and that's Clayton losing the car there. What has happened to Clayton? He's not enjoying these conditions whatsoever. Onto the grass he goes. That's a very bumpy section of the grass there, and he's rejoined the circuit off the racing line, so the Sinskas can go through without any trouble. And we go back towards McFarquhar and Osh. So McFarquhar struggling a bit now into the later stages of this race. Christian Osh doing a great job in P11, in fact. He's really enjoying the circuit. The Ferrari, we know, is a quick car, a very quick car at Brands Hatch. I believe back in 1.7 it was definitely one of the quickest. Still quite a good car at Brands, although we know it's been nerfed a bit, the Ferrari, but I mean, it's all down to the driver really. And looking at the standings, where is Osh currently in the standings? He is... If the standings would like to load... I could have had a coffee by now, even though I don't drink coffee or tea, but whatever. Osh, where is he? Currently P16 in the standings. His best race, his best finish of the season has been P10. So he has finished better than this, but P11 is going to be some more points for him. And the next driver in front of him is Seeley in P15, who's only 2 points ahead, but Seeley currently running in P7, so he should be able to pull away in the championship, Will Seeley. And looks like McFarquhar now 2.8 seconds back to Osh. So it looks like the grid a bit spaced out now. It's usually, it never happens, the grid being spaced out. It's always within the last couple laps. Everyone decides to bunch up together and start battling, and then I have no idea who to look at. And I want to catch the leaders or the drivers crossing the finish line, but then there's also battles going on. So yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. Victor now 8 seconds back, or 8 seconds in front to Boothby. So he is losing time. That last lap from Boothby, 1:28.6. So almost lapping closest to the fastest lap of the race, which is a 1:28.477, which was set by Boothby himself. Now the drivers are going to be lighter in fuel as well, so it's going to help with that. What can Vitfut do? Down to 7.5 seconds. 10 minutes left of the race to go. I think Boothby's might be able to close that gap by the time they reach the last few laps. And is that looks like that is I think that was Bilotti there onto the grass. Yeah, Bilotti there onto the grass, but luckily kept it pointing in the right direction. Now that corner, that third to last corner, is horrible if you go wide, not just in the dry but in the wet. It is absolutely horrible. I believe it's I believe that's Sheen Curve as well. Yeah, so the exit of Sheen Curve is really bad. Luckily Bilotti was able to keep it pointing in the right direction and didn't end up back in the barriers or back across the track. Now De Campo is caught up to Walker after battling with Borman there in P6, but now it might bring these three together once again. You can see that De Campo eyeing up a move there down the inside into Graham Hill Bend. It's not going to phase Walker. This could be Walker's best finish of the season, in fact. Walker's currently P10 in the championship. Last round at Kyalami he finished P5. If he finishes P4, this could put him up a few positions in the championship. He's only 10 points behind Cosford in the championship, and he is, what's that, 22 points behind Borman in the championship. Borman currently in P6. I don't think he's really going to lose that many points with a couple of positions back. But yeah, Walker could definitely gain P9 in the championship if he holds on here. As Cosford is down in P10 at the moment. He had a qualifying ban. Let's see, he's going to have to fend off the camper, and that's no easy task. Looking at the gap between the top two now, it's down to 6.8 seconds. Still has a good chance of holding on here to the lead, but he's going to be eyeing that time up, and he's going to be watching it go down every lap. That pressure's going to start building here for Witboot. Now I've got loads of people watching. Make sure to like the stream and subscribe if you're new, of course. In fact, I think there have been some... I hope there are no bots, but just in case, I'm going to turn subscriber mode on in the chat, just to get some more subscribers as well. There's no harm in doing that, of course. But we've got a few more comments coming in as well, which I'm just going to read. Lord Pyrrh saying the hunt is on now. Joshan saying that Boothby guy is a damn alien. Yeah, he is. I believe first place took fresh tyres. Taddy saying he doesn't see Boothby catching P1. I'm not sure. Yeah, the gap is 7 seconds now, and yeah, I don't think he will actually, unless Witboot makes a mistake. No, not going to say that. Commentator's curse. We know how bad it is here at the SimZone. Yeah, I don't think he will be able to. In fact, he's going to need a miracle to catch up to Witboot. 7 minutes left of the race, and the gap's about 7 seconds. And that last lap for Boothby was a 29.1. That last lap for Witboot was a 29.2. Only a 10th quicker that last lap for Boothby. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be possible here for Boothby. But you never know what can happen. Not over till the checkered flag is waved. Giacomo in the comments saying superb race by Witboot. Cody saying let's go boys, another good one today. Paul Whitman saying it seems to be static, the gap now. Yeah, pretty much staying around 6-7 seconds, and looks like Clayton there choosing an interesting place to let the leaders through, but yeah, they didn't really lose any time as a result. It's definitely an interesting place in the car on the inside of the corner. Clayton maybe a bit overwhelmed there with all the leaders coming through. But yeah, it's gone down to 6 seconds, the gap, but yeah, there's not much time left of the race here. And oh, what's happened here? Looks like Pryor's going to get the move done down the inside on Farquhar into Druids. And well, we're going to have to catch a replay of that in just a moment. We didn't exactly see what happened. Yeah, we definitely need a replay of that. Because the gap between McFarquhar and Pryor was about 2 seconds. Oh, I've just seen what's happened. It wasn't contact, but it was a massive mistake from McFarquhar. Let's go back to this battle here. And let's bring up this replay. So McFarquhar, you can see there, coming up towards turn 1. Pryor's nowhere to be seen. Oh, there we go. You can see him in the background now. But way too late on the brakes there. Misses the apex by a mile. Onto the gravel he goes. This is where you lose so much time. Pryor's going to get the good run up towards Druids. And he gets that move done down the inside of McFarquhar. One mistake, costing him about 2.5 seconds there. And Pryor getting that move done. Up into, what's that now? P12. For him. Now the gap between the top two, 5.4 seconds. It is coming down, but not by enough if Boothby wants to take that race win. Now we've got this battle going on. Still going on. These three are very even on pace at the moment. It's Walker in P4, DeCampo in P5, and Borman in P6. We're going to get an onboard of... Oops, no, not that one. This one, there we go. So, we've got onboard there with Borman at the moment. Walker on the right-hand side of your screen. And Borman on the left. And looks like Vining's just up the road in P3 as well, so there is still a chance for Walker to get on the podium here. Well, there's a chance for Walker to get on the podium. There's a chance for DeCampo and Borman as well. They're not separated by much at all. And there's only 3 minutes left of the race to go, and this is what I mean. This is what I meant earlier by the gaps being spaced out for a couple of laps, and then everyone decides to start battling towards the end of the race. And it leaves me trying to figure out who to watch. Whitburn saying 1 mistake is all it will take for Boothby to catch him. Yep, definitely. The gap's down to 4.7 seconds. But Whitburn has been clinical this race. He hasn't made a mistake. Well, at all. And watch, now I say that, he's going to make a mistake. I hope not. Please, please don't. I don't want the commentator's curse to kill anyone today. It looks like we've got some lap traffic just out in front. I believe that is Kusinskis in the Lexus, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks like it is. Borman there, having to shift down and then back up a gear just to get that extra rotation into turn 1, as he did break a bit deep. He's done it here too into Druids, but looks like he's going for a bit of a late apex. It's quite unusual into Druids. A bit of oversteer there for Borman. He's run slightly wide. I think that's still within track limits though. I'm not sure actually, let's check. Yep, still within track limits for Borman. And what's happened to Giovanni? I think he's lost the car. Giovanni in P9. No, we had yellow flags out there for Giovanni. Maybe a bit of a mistake from him, but Walker's still holding on here in front of me to P4. Been able to fend off DeCampo. Brantach, not an easy circuit to overtake on. Oh, DeCampo with a bit of oversteer on the exit. He's going to hold on though. Like I said, there's not much room to overtake. Yeah, Brantach, but look at the exit that Borman's got. Actually limiting him ever so slightly as he got a slide on the exit of Sheen Curve, but he's going to pull alongside here to DeCampo. Oh, that could have been such a good opportunity for a switchback. But is he going to try it? No, you can see there the front right wheel. You can see how much he's having to counter steer as well. But he's got a good exit out the final corner. Is he going to look towards the inside? Looks like he is. He's going to send it down the inside here, DeCampo, leaving the room on the inside. Just enough space between the two, and Borman's having to back out of that. And this is allowing Walker to just open up that gap ever so slightly to DeCampo, and you can see that one of the Assetto Racing Team drivers in the Aston Martin moving well out the way for this battle. And well, where is the race leader? Mid-route, gap's down to 3.9 seconds, and this is the last lap. Yeah, it is the last lap. The Vitroute's only got this last sector to go, not many corners left, and he will be taking the race win. He doesn't have to push it whatsoever. He can take it nice and easy. You can see here he's not overdriving at all. And it looks like he will take his first win here in the MOZA Racing GT3 Championship. What a great way for him to round off the season. Oh, there's been contact between Walker and DeCampo. Oh no, and looks like DeCampo, oh, more contact there. Walker's got a bad exit, but Whitby's going to cross the line in P1. Boothby with a last to first challenge. It was so close there for him. He's going to finish P2, but he's won the championship, so congratulations to him. Finally, he's going to cross the line in P3 to take a podium here. Yet another podium. Back-to-back P3s there for Vining. DeCampo's going to finish in P4. Borman's going to finish in P5. Walker is... oh, what's happened here? Walker and Seeley have come into contact. Walker, has he run out of fuel? I think Walker's run out of fuel. That's probably what happened. That's probably why there's a bit of contact. No, Walker had such a great chance here of finishing in P4, and he's going to lose position after position now. It was timed. It was just miscalculated there by a few meters. And is that Cosford? He's going to push him across the line? Oh, he might do. Don't get a disqualification for reversing, please, Cosford. But that's great sportsmanship to see. He's going to push him across the line. That is brilliant to see. That is lovely. And he's going to help him cross the line. And is it going to be P10? No, Hooschie's going to take P10. But there we go. Cosford pushes him across the line. And there we go. What great sportsmanship there from Cosford. Lovely to see. And there we have it. Vit P1, both be P2, and Vining P3. We're going to be back for some interviews, so make sure to stay tuned. Oops, there we go. We're going to get some interviews with the drivers now. The top three at least. Let's see who you can grab first. Looks like we got Luciano in first. We'll move him over in just a second. But for those that are watching, if you haven't liked the stream already, make sure to do so. Still got loads of people watching at the moment, but let's bring over Luciano now. Here we go. We've got Luciano. What a race from you. P1 in the not in the championship, in this race, in the final round of the championship. That's what I was meant to say. And what a great way to end the season. You just had the pace there in that race. We know the Porsche's quick at brands, but yeah, you just had it over the likes of De Campo as well and Borman, who were ahead in qualifying, in fact. And yeah, you got the jump on them and took P1.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, qualifying was a bit rough. I know I had the pace for pole, but I couldn't get the lap together. And in the race I started seeing Bouwman and De Campo fighting, and I was like, I have to defend or I have to attack, and then I just made the call to attack and hopefully get away from them. And then in the last few minutes it was a bit hard because I saw Boofy closing in, but I'm really happy I kept it together.
Yeah, I mean, we saw some overtakes you made on De Campo and Borman. Just took the opportunities when they were there. And I know Cody is really happy for you after that. Yeah. And I think you should be happy for him as well. He started at the back and made his way up the field. But the highlight for me is him pushing Walker across the finish line as he ran out of fuel.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Amazing.
Yeah, he got a lot of support in the comments on the live stream.
It's also because of Cody that I got the P1 today. I mean, another amazing setup by him. So without him, the P1 wouldn't have been possible. So big shout out to him, as always.
Yeah, it's great to see. Now, next season, will we be seeing you back?
Yeah, of course. I'll be driving again. Yeah. Great
to see. Obviously, I think our MOZA Championship's going to move to Thursdays, but we've got something else on Fridays. We're probably going to have the championship with the track day as a prize. So even more competition there. I think we're going to get some big names. Jardia, hopefully. Maybe, I don't know. I know Boothby is probably going to return. I hope we can get an interview with him as well. But once again, congratulations. Great driving. No faults whatsoever. And what a way to end the season.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. And we'll see you for next season. Maybe the off-season event as well.
Yeah, of course. See you next season, guys.
See you. Take care.
Bye-bye. There
we go. I think we're going to get some more interviews. I hope we are at least. There's a lot of support there for Cody in the comments. We've got Tom saying thanks for the season. It was organised really well. But really well by all involved. Yeah, appreciate that, man. We hope to see you next season as well. Let's see, any more interviews? Any more interviews? Oh, just bear with us. We'll see if anyone else is up for an interview. Yeah, do it. Jump in, Cody. Pardon me. But I know as soon as I ask for someone to have an interview, we get a whole grid trying to join. But yeah, jump in. We grab a quick interview with you. I don't think we've had an interview with you before, but yeah, let's have one now. Here we go, Cody. Hello. Can we hear you?
Oh, sorry. Let me just turn off my push to talk. My bad.
No worries.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. I mean, what a race from you. I mean, started from the back from that quali ban, and I mean, made it up the grid quite far. And the highlight for me, like I was mentioning to your teammate, was pushing Walker, that Aston, over across the line. I think if there was a driver of the day voting, that would be going to you for sure. I mean, you had a lot of support in the comments as well. Yeah,
thanks for that.
Congrats on that on that result as well. I believe you're currently P9 in the championship, so not sure where you're going to be after this race. It's going to be a tough one. Where did you finish in the end after pushing Walker across the line?
I finished P10.
P10. Oh, so still a top 10 finish anyways. I think you might be P9 still in the championship. I'm not 100% sure. But
nice.
Yeah, great result nevertheless. And
thanks.
Yeah, I mean, how are you feeling after that race?
To be honest, just really happy for Luciano. I mean, me and him, we both practiced together, and we've had some bad luck in the start of the season. Just the first few races had some incidents and stuff, and just as the season's gone on, our results have gotten better and better. And Luciano's got some really good results recently. He's got that the P3 in the championship as well, and just really happy for him that he got the win today. And also good job with Booth B as well, going from last to second. But yeah, it was a good race. Really nice battles. I had one bit where I accidentally punted Mercedes, I'm afraid, in the middle of the race, but I just gave the position back. But yeah, really nice race today.
Yeah, great to hear, and great sportsmanship from you as well. It's been great to see. That's exactly what we like to see here, and it's been great. Been great having you. Pleasure having you on the grid, and yeah, I mean, we hope to see you for next season as well.
Yeah, big shout out to the organisers. It's been very well managed this season as well. Good organisation and stuff. So yeah, we'll definitely be back next season. Not sure which one, but yeah, definitely be back next season. Yeah,
there's 5 championships next season. It's a lot, but yeah.
I mean, I think apart from Monday and Thursday, I'll be free every other night, so I'll definitely be signing up for at least one.
Nice one.
One or two.
Good to hear. Thanks once again, and we'll see you for next season.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys.
Take care. Bye. Yeah, I think that might be it for interviews. Not sure if anyone else wants to. Maybe everyone being a bit shy at the end. A bit knackered after that race. It wasn't easy at all. But yeah, thank you everyone once again for tuning in. And it's been great. It's been a great season here for the MOZA Racing Championship. We do have one more round to go for the SimZone Championship. That's on Monday. And then one more round for the IMB Raceway Championship, which is on Wednesday. And then that rounds off the whole season. We have off-season events, of course. We've got one for PC and a few for console as well. We've got some Gran Turismo 7 events. We've got some Dirt 2.0. And we've got a big grid race, some multi-class for PC. And we also have an endurance event for console and PS5. PS5 now has driver swaps. It'll be interesting to experience on console as well. Of course, we've done endurance races on PC before, but never done anything like that on console. So yeah, it'll be great to see what happens over there in that event. But yep, from us, it's good night and take care. And we hope to see you all throughout the season or throughout the off season. Take care.